Today we are Rob and Ali sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel.
Yes, and we are on board the P&O Pacific Encounter. We're on day 9, so we've been on board for a little while and we've met heaps and heaps of people, really nice people. We always stop for a chat and they ask us questions, and some people ask the same questions, and we thought what it'd be an idea to do is some of the questions that we get asked most, we'll just put down here and share it with you.
Do a Q&A session with you.
Yes, sort of.
So first of all, well, not one of the questions, but just to say, do we mind being stopped and people saying hello, people asking us loads of questions? We do not mind. We do not mind in the slightest.
It's more a statement than a question, because people actually do. They apologise, say, "Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt you."
We're holding you up on your holiday.
No, absolutely not. That is fine. We love to stop and chat. We love to talk to people. We love to get people's thoughts and ideas as well, because although we give you ours, ours aren't necessarily everybody's. So.
We like your point of view. We like to have a chat and just see how you're going and how your holiday's going.
Yep.
So I'm just going to read the questions out, because this is, as people have been asking us over and over again, we jotted them down.
Yep.
So first up, are we sponsored or are we paid to do this vlogging?
No, we are not.
No.
We're open to offers, but so far there haven't been any.
We would love to have even a bargain cruise. We don't even get offered cheaper cruises by the cruise lines.
Yeah.
Any perks, any upgrades. We haven't had anything. So we'd like to, and we would not say no if anybody did want to offer us any goodies or upgrades.
We do this out of our love for cruising. We fit it around our normal jobs, which we both work, and sometimes we'll do 3 days, depends how much leave we've got, but we do always look out for the sales and the bargains to make our dollar go further for cruising.
Yes,
we do actually. We don't do too much outside of cruising. We don't eat out a lot. We don't spend a lot on entertainment. So we spend our money on cruising.
Yeah, and they are honest reviews then, because we're not sponsored in any way by any product or by any cruise line. Number 2, do we do this as our full-time job or job as when we're retired?
I think we've sort of just answered that, haven't we?
So no, we both work full-time.
Yeah.
So we both have full-time jobs, and yes, as Robert said, so we try to squeeze in as much cruising as possible. We go on some of the 3-day cruises, which is over weekends, and so we only have to take 1 day off.
Yeah.
And then we get as much as possible, and we do a lot of vlogging and a lot of recording on each cruise. And so we can make lots of videos out of just the single cruise.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Do we just do vlogs on cruising or on other holidays?
Well, we're open to everything. Every time we go away, we love to say we've always got the cameras with us. It just so happens recently that all our holidays have been cruising. We've got maybe a couple of non-cruising holidays in the pipeline for coming up for next year, and we will be doing those as well.
Yeah,
we don't discriminate.
Bucket
cruise
list
and travel.
On our bucket list is going to be things like Vietnam, those kind of bigger holidays. At the moment, though, as Rob said, cruising is such fantastic value. So even if people have not had, I don't know, I'm going to say the best holiday they've ever had, so there are a few criticisms around food and things like that on cruising. Some people are a little bit disappointed about what it used to be like cruising before COVID and then now. We still think value for money, we just haven't been able to beat it. So that's why we're doing cruising at the moment, but we will be doing land and river kind of cruising vlogs in the future. Do we have a preferred ship or cruise line?
Ooh, that interesting question, isn't it? The short answer is no. Look, they're all different. Horses for courses, we enjoy one as much as the other. They are just different.
Yes, they are all different. But also a cruise line has sort of its own personality, but then each intake of people will change the personality of that cruise ship, if that makes sense. So say it's in the kids' holidays time, in the school holidays, and you get more children on board, you'll obviously get younger families, and that changes the dynamics of a ship, as well as the sort of the ship type or the actual ship itself. So it can be quite different depending on when you go, the time of year, and the length of the cruise, which is why we say, look, read as much as you can, learn as much as you can, and know as much as you can before you go away, so that you understand how you can get the best out of each cruise or each trip for you, for what you want to do.
You've obviously thought about this question a lot more than I have.
Yeah, what were you going to say? Just
no, I did. I did. I just enjoy each cruise for what it is.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, why we can do that.
There is not a single cruise line that we have been on so far that we would say we would not go on again.
No. And that's genuine, yes.
Yeah.
And that is because we understand what's going to be on the ship before we go. We understand the destinations and how we can make the most out of the particular ship that we're going to go on beforehand.
Yeah.
Next question. Do we think the quality of cruising has gone down from, say, a few years ago or before COVID to what we're getting now?
That's a tricky question, isn't it? And I think, from my perspective, I need to look at the landscape. Cruising stopped for 2 years. The industry lost, from what we understand, around about $10 billion. They borrowed a lot of money. Interest rates are going up. They're always going up. Inflation's going up. The cost of food is going up. Everything is going up, and certainly it's gone up a lot more. Everything costs a lot more than it did 2 years ago. And the cruise industries are trying to keep cruising affordable. Just a quick example, when I started cruising 15 years ago, I got very excited at the cheapness of a holiday, 7 days in the South Pacific for $600 per person, and I think you can pretty much still get a cruise for that today, or not far off, and that's 15 years later. So something has to change, and they have to make cutbacks, I guess, because they've still got the same expenses, well, higher expenses. So I think what you'll find changes to all of the cruise lines, and different cruise lines are making different changes. So some are maybe increasing the price of the drinks, some are maybe cutting back on the options that are available on the meals. I'd like to think that the actual quality has not changed. It's just maybe the variety and the type, certainly around food, for example. Maybe there isn't as much choice as there used to be. But I'd like to think the quality is still the same.
Personally, from my perspective, I think people's expectations have actually gone higher over the years, and little things that I think don't really matter but get you quite excited. So little things like your soaps and your little shampoos that were always in hotel rooms as well as in your cabins, the little ones. They're now in big bottles. Now you'll find that in hotels as well. One, because we're now more aware about ecology and things in the environment, about using so much plastic. So things have changed that way. I would say the quality of things like your bedding, the quality of things like the towels and the towels around the pool, they're still as good. So the things that really matter, that are going to give you a good night's sleep, or your towels aren't all threadbare and things are really cheap, that has not gone down. The rooms are still exquisitely furnished out and spotless. Everything is spotless. There's not sticky fingerprints over the doors and on the windows and things.
And you know what, a lot of cruise lines have
important.
and a lot of cruise lines have actually reduced. You used to get 2 stewards per cabin. A lot of cruise lines now only have 1 steward per cabin, but I have not noticed that the cabin has not been kept as well. And maybe you don't get a nightly turn down service because it's only 1 steward. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to either pay more for cruising if we want to keep up the same as what we had before, or accept the fact that it's not going to be the same as it was before.
I remember getting terribly excited about having your goodnight chocolate on your pillow. But now, I think having a working fridge and a great big TV in every room is, and that's, you will still get all that. That's a plus. Other things like we've got the pantry here, but in the buffet areas, every cruise we have been on, Those tables, as soon as people get up, they are cleaned away. They come with a wash bucket and cloth, and it's all washed down properly and all dried down for the next person.
Yeah.
So attentiveness by the staff has remained.
We could probably do an entire video on this, but we won't. The fact of the matter is that they are working within a lot more limited budget. They are trying to keep up the standards of things that matter, like health and hygiene, quality of food, but other things may not be quite as abundant as they were. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sure
food
everybody
is probably a big one, and we'll probably do a different one on food.
Everybody has their own thoughts on that one.
So for us, we'd say the quality, you're getting value for money. That is definitely what we would say there. If we had to choose between getting a better cabin or going on a cruise at all, what would we do? I know what I'd do. I'd come on a cruise every time.
We haven't been in an inside cabin yet, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that one.
I've been in an inside cabin, and clearly it's not as nice as having a balcony. However, I would still come on a cruise any day of the week and have an indoor cabin if it meant coming away.
There was a time when I said, no, I'll never travel in an inside cabin. We've got, I think, 3 inside cabins booked for the rest of this year. So, yeah.
And that's just because we're coming as a family and we just couldn't afford it all.
Well, we are on one, but not on the others.
Yep. So for us, we would just choose a cruise
get on board
over that. Yes. Will we do a cruise in any other place than sort of Australia, starting off from Australia?
Yes.
Yes, we would. And again, this is just because we live in Brisbane.
Yeah, look, we are limited at the moment. The problem is at the moment we are limited because we both work, so we're limited as the amount of leave we can have. To go over to Europe, for example, we'll use a big chunk, if not all of our leave. By the time we've flown over there, we've spent some time there, we've got used to the time difference, done the cruise, flown back in. You've lost sort of 4 or 5 days plus your cruise time. The reality is, at the moment, we would rather do more cruises than one cruise and have to travel to it, although we are looking at Singapore because that's not too far,
but we've both cruised in the Caribbean, we've both cruised elsewhere. I've cruised to Seychelles and Africa, and so we've done our fair share of cruising in other places and travelling in other countries as well. An
adventure for retirement.
Yes. So we're both up for that. Do we mind people stopping us? We have already answered this one.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah,
so,
we welcome.
Absolutely not. Stop by, have a chat.
Yeah.
Get to know us.
Do you know, it's not because we love the fame and we want to stand out and be special. It's just so nice chatting with other people, and just chatting with everybody.
It is.
That's in our nature, is to be very chatty. Now, I've had to split the last 2 up into 2 sort of questions and answers. What's the best advice we can give to people once they have booked? So the best advice to give to people once you have booked is look at as many kind of YouTubes, as many channels, find a Facebook page for the cruise you're going on, find out about the destinations you're going to and the sort of trips. Be aware of as much as possible. It won't spoil the adventure you're going on. It means you will get the most out of the short time that you have got on holiday. It's precious time.
Absolutely.
Every hour is wasted if you are wasting it trying to find out stuff.
Particularly your short tours, you spend 1 day in a port, and sometimes it's not a day, it's just a few hours. What you don't want to do is end up coming back on board and somebody saying, oh, did you see or did you go there? It was the best place and it's famous for. It's like, so I would say yes, do your research.
Get a notebook.
As much research as you want. Don't keep some a little bit of a surprise. But what I'm saying is do enough so that you don't miss out on anything that is available or on offer.
If you have dietary requirements, find out whether or not when you're on, or watch channels like this, look at what other people have done. Can you ask for better or food that's more appropriate for you? Are there other restaurants that you can try that are included in your package? Get yourself familiar with all that again so that you're not wasting any time and you get the best cruise for you.
Okay, is that it?
Well, the very, very final one is, what's your best advice for people once you're on board? Our best advice when you're on board is visit everywhere on the ship. so many people get familiar with the one swimming pool, the one bar, or the one place to go to of an evening, or the one restaurant, and they do the same thing. They just go repeat, repeat, repeat because they're comfortable with that. Try everything out. Go everywhere. You know, even if you're only on for a few days, try the different places out. You will be surprised at all the little nooks and crannies and different areas of bar that there are, and you will meet different people every night.
I was just going to say, talk to people. Everybody on a cruise is there to enjoy themselves and have a good time.
Yes, yes.
Talk to people. You will make new friends. You will meet new people.
Yeah.
You will have
share the information.
Fun. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, those are the main questions that we were asked whilst we were on board the Pacific Encounter. So we've shared them with you. We've shared our answers. They are our thoughts. They're not anything other than our thoughts. Particularly some of the ones which may be a little bit more contentious. So by all means, if you have anything different, anything more to add, put them in the comments.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. If you find this useful, hit the like button, hit subscribe. If you want to see more of our videos, then hit the notification button, of course. And we will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.
If you have
I've got that the wrong way around.
Well,
thank you for watching.
If you've already booked a cruise, have a wonderful time. If you are still thinking about it, what do we always say? Just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. Don't hesitate.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now from the P&O Pacific Encounter.
Bye now.